There is a lot of money to be made in holiday items, and in particular, Halloween items. Today, I'm going to share 5 categories that are Halloween related that you can pick up all year long to make a good profit on eBay. And not only will I share with you the 5 categories in this video, but I'm also going to show you exactly how I got this information so that you can go in and do this for yourself. I also have a free PDF download that I'm going to link in the description box below so that you can continue filling out information as we go along for the 5 categories in this video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Margaret. I make videos all about helping you become a better seller on eBay. I've been selling on eBay, Etsy, and other platforms for probably around 12 years and making videos just like this to help you with that. And if you find any kind of value in this video or in my channel, it would mean the world to me if you would consider subscribing because it lets YouTube know that I'm bringing value to you and other people watching on YouTube. The first category is Halloween outdoor decor, and the first item in that category we're going to talk about are Halloween inflatables. So here I have the most recent Halloween inflatables on eBay that have sold. There are 2,000 plus sales in the last 90 days. And when I have this sorted right now, I have it sorted by used because most likely if you're at a garage sale, thrift store, estate sale, you're going to find used items. And these are sorted by highest first. So the things that have sold for the highest price listed first. You can always come through and change this. So the first thing that I'm noticing straight off the bat, 1, 2, 3, are the Gemmy Nightmare Before Christmas Mayor Lock. I can't remember his full name, but this is what he looks like. Pretty much Nightmare Before Christmas, any kind of inflatable outdoor decor for Halloween is going to be really popular. So this is one that is sold for $650, $560 on these top items. When I scroll down, there's 2 more, so you know he's a pretty big seller. And then here's a Nightmare Before Christmas set that has the Oogie Boogie Man, those kids, I can't remember their names, and Sally and Jack Skellington. When I scroll down a little bit more, there's a cemetery set that sold 2 of those for about $500. And there's another one of the mayor. And scrolling down, there's another mayor. I mean, as you can see, the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff is super popular. But then here is also a Beetlejuice Groundbreaker. He sold for $499. And as I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing more of the Beetlejuice. I see a couple of rare ones. There's a Gemmy, it's a Reaper, a really big 16-footer. And then here, a couple other ones. So that brand, Gemmy, is one that they make indoor and outdoor items, but it's one that can sell really, really well. The next item on the Halloween outdoor list are the giant skeletons. You've probably seen some of these. Some of them, I've just recently started seeing these groundbreakers where it looks like they're climbing out of the ground. I saw one yesterday. These are selling for about $600. And then here is also another of these big Jack Skellingtons. My neighbor actually has one of these giant Jack Skellington figures, super tall. Comes out at Halloween, and then he gets a Christmas hat plopped on top, and he stays out through Christmas. And as I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing more Jack Skellington, more of that Groundbreaker skeleton that's coming out of the ground. And what I'm looking for when I go through these listings is I like to see multiple of the same item sold from different sellers. Sometimes you'll see a one-off that is either a rare item or you're not really quite sure about why it sold for that price. But if you really want some reliable information, look for things that have sold from multiple sellers. So for example, here's this 12-foot Rotten Patch giant. It's like a wooden, I guess he's like a wooden skeleton guy. So $1,000 on that one, $799 on this one. If you're wondering like, well, I thought these were in order of highest to lowest, you have to, this goes with price plus shipping. So $419 on that was $700 in shipping, $100 shipping there, $275 shipping there, and they combine those. So when I scroll down, here's another one, this giant pumpkin skeleton. And then here's that Deadwood Inferno guy again. He sold for $600 there. So when I'm creating a list like this, I want to show you exactly how I find the items to put on a list that I'm creating. So we're going to do the next one together, and then I'm going to kind of leave it blank for you because I want you to be able to go in and decide like what kind of things you really think you're going to find in your area. I could tell you what I think I might find, but I'm in Colorado and the things I find might be different than what you might find. Or there might be things that I'm sharing that you're like, I'm never going to pick that up. But you can come in and add to this list and put on that list things that you know that it would draw your attention, things you would want to pick up, things you would want to sell. So let's take a look at the two different ways that I do this. One way is I'll just come to eBay and I'll type in Halloween outdoor decorations. And then I will select, let me zoom in a little so you can see, I'll select used and sold listings. The way I do that, in case you're new to this, is when you're looking at the page on this left bar, you're going to scroll down, and you can select used because probably that's what you'll find. I'm going to most likely find used items. And then I can scroll down and select sold and completed listings. Then I come here and I select highest first because I want to see what is selling for the most profit. And this is where, and this is just one of the ways, I'm going to show you another way in just a sec. So I'll come over here and I'll start looking for things that have sold for a huge amount of money that I think, are repeating and things that I might be able to find. So as I'm scrolling, I see a giant clown like this. I probably, for $700, so I pick it up, but I wouldn't like picking it up because I don't like creepy clowns. But, these pumpkins, or here's a Gemmy inflatable of Sully and Mike Wazowski. Here's two. Here we go. These two things, they are the same, different sellers. So this is something, okay, if there's like a big, what is he playing? A pipe organ. Oh, here's two more. Okay, so that's something I would likely add to my list. So if I were continuing this list to share with you guys, and this was the method I was using, I would probably choose this Gemmy Airblown Inflatable Haunted Organ because I see it multiple times. The other way to do this is, I've already got this loaded up for you. So let me show you. So what you're going to do to get to where I am here, you'll come to sell. And when you click on sell, it will open this seller's hub. Then you'll come over to more and come down to research. And that will populate. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. This page right here, it'll populate this where you can fill in whatever you want. Now, I've already started this search for us. So I typed in outdoor Halloween decorations, and I have sorted them by last 90 days. You can change this over here. And then I haven't got any other condition filters on this, so I can come over and select used because probably what I'm going to find will be used. And then I usually do best offer, but I don't really need to mess with this. And as I can see here already, average sold price $38. But let's say if it's something that's like a big item, I don't want to sell it for like $25. I'm going to have to store it and all of this. It's a pain. So I want to make sure it's something that's $100 or more in profit. So I'm going to apply that. And now I have got a more condensed list to work from. So I'll zoom in here. I'm going to try to zoom in so you can see there's the price off to the side here and the items over here. So my search was outdoor, what was it again? Outdoor Halloween decorations. So it could be inflatables, it could be giant, what have you, anything. So now, once again, I'm going to start looking for things that look like a repeating pattern. I'm seeing Empire Frankenstein. This is a blow mold. I feel like I saw this little guy, maybe not, but something similar. So these blow molds, these vintage blow molds can sell for a lot of money. And then here's this Gemmy. Okay, that's the Scream one. And I'll just say them out loud because then it'll start clicking. Oh, I said that before. Gemmy. We've talked about Gemmy, blow mold. So this is what I would do. So if I were adding the next item to my list using this method, then I'm scrolling, sorry if that makes you dizzy, then this vintage Empire Frankenstein would end up on the list because I've seen him multiple times. And then for sure, Gemmy would end up on the list. And I feel like I saw another one. There's that inflatable blow mold. There is, I think you get the picture though. So there's that Gemmy again. Here we go. Blow mold of Count Dracula, blow mold of Count Dracula. So this is what I would do going through and finding the things that are selling for a good profit. Now, as you notice over here, they're not sorted by highest first. So if I wanted to do that, because right now it's just probably most recent sold. So average sold price, you would click the little arrows, and now we can see which items sold for the most and scroll through and do it that way. So this is another option that you can go through and start adding more to that list. The next category on the list are vintage Halloween items. And first up on the vintage Halloween items list are these Rosbro Halloween items. Initially, I was just going to share these Rosbro Halloween pumpkin carriages because they can sell for so much money, but I thought it might be good to know that brand in particular because a lot of the other items for this brand also sell really well. So there are 799 results for Rosbro Halloween items. And when I scroll down, of course, here is this carriage. It's a pumpkin carriage. You see a few different varieties here, all sold for over $2,000. There are also some Rosbro wheeled pull toys. This one is a cat. Here's a guy blowing a horn. And then there's a few more of this. Is this a cat? Yeah, this cat with a saxophone. Another cat with a saxophone. They're these pull toys. They're hard plastic pull toys. And they look like this. I have a feeling if you saw them, you would recognize them. They're pretty distinct looking. All in the $1,000 range, $1,000 plus. Here we've got some more clowns. And then this witch has got a really big broom she's riding. We'll just leave that there. $915. Get it, girl. And then here we've got some more just figurines. And then here's another one with a pumpkin. And it's like a candy holder with a cat. And it's kind of double whammy. It's got the pumpkin, the cat, the wheels. So that's another one to keep an eye out for. But as you scroll down, you can see they're very distinct. A lot of black, orange, and green. And those colors are very, I don't know how else to put it, but they're very vintage colors, vintage Halloween colors. Next up for the vintage Halloween list are vintage Halloween black cat items. There are over 2,500 sold for vintage Halloween black cats. And when I scroll down, of course, sorted by highest first, there's our first one, the Rosbro, right off the bat, right there. But then as I'm scrolling, here's some vintage Halloween cat decorations. This is a German bisque Halloween decoration. And then scrolling some more, I had something similar to this, but I think mine was a reproduction. That was like a yard sign that looked kind of like one of these cats here. Here's a German cloth covered black cat, $987 on this. And I have talked in other videos about the German paper mache. They can sell for so much money. So here is a German paper mache cat, $798. Here is another one that was $788. And here you see a few more black cat. I mean, they are funky, fun. Here's another one, vintage paper mache, $549. Next up on our Halloween items that sell for big profits, the next category are indoor Halloween items. And just like Christmas, people like to create a Halloween town. So Halloween town buildings are the next item on our list. 492 results in the last 90 days for Halloween town buildings. And two of the main brands that you might see these from are Department 56, because they make a lot of this type of item for Halloween and also Christmas, and Limax. Frequently, these will have lights and sounds and music, and they're really spooky. I had a Creepy Clown Academy, trying to get that out. Creepy Clown Academy one that sold. Oh, and I don't like creepy clowns. So here's one that sold for $350. Here's another one that's very similar for $298. Here's a Spooky Town Village, $198. Limax. I think if you can remember a couple of these names, maybe jot those on the list. Limax and Department 56. So here's another one, Moon Apothecary, if I can speak today. $199. And then the town shooting. Oh boy, town shooting range, $225. Next up on our indoor Halloween items list are indoor lights and lamps. First up here, we've got this Yankee Candle Halloween lamp that sold for $145. It's a warmer. And then here's a vintage Frankenstein light, $99.95. And here is a stained glass style jack-o'-lantern that sold for $117. There are a few other lights and lamps that kind of snuck in on this one for Halloween. So I don't know if they keyword spammed it or said it was great for Halloween. I'm not sure. But here is another that's a heat motion lamp, one of these that starts spinning, which is super cool, $118. Here's a little ghost with a jack-o'-lantern for $99. And again, I like when I see multiple of the same item. So here's another one that looks like a stained glass that sold for $102. And here are a couple more of the ghost with the jack-o'-lantern that sold for around $80. Next up on our 5 Halloween categories that sell really well on eBay is Halloween jewelry. And the first Halloween jewelry brand we're going to look at are Kirk's Folly. So Kirk's Folly is a fantastic brand if you find it, whether it's Halloween or not. But Halloween Kirk's Folly jewelry can sell for a huge profit. 340 sold in the last 90 days. And first up, and they're really super elaborate pieces, so they're hard to miss. Here is one that has got this sun or moon and all of these wonderful dangly, I always say dangly bits with jack-o'-lanterns and all kinds of spooky stuff. $272 on that one. Here we've got another one, $250. Here's one with a black cat that sold for $242. Scrolling down, you'll notice this moon face here, right? Sabrina Bat Cat, 202, one's purple, one's red. So specifically, I'm seeing this one with the moon face and the black cat with the wings over and over again. So for sure, if you've seen this Sabrina, did I say seen this? So for sure, if you see this Sabrina black cat moon piece, $200 right around that if you find one. Next up on the Halloween jewelry list are Disney Mickey Mouse jack-o'-lantern jewelry. There's lots of other Disney jewelry that's Halloween related that can also sell, but I thought, this is a good one that you can just hone in on because there are some that can sell for a big profit. So here is a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern Mickey, $209. Bauble bar earrings for $76. I decided I'd go ahead and pull other Halloween Disney stuff as well. When you find Mickey jack-o'-lantern stuff, usually that will sell really well, whether it's jewelry, whether it's decor, outdoor decor. People love Halloween jack-o'-lantern Mickey. But let's see, here we've got a park exclusive Mickey and Minnie. It looks like a Pandora charm. And then scrolling down, here is a park exclusive Minnie on a broomstick for $126. They sell specific or exclusive, I should say, Pandora charms at the park. And so this is that same one with a little ghost. Around $120, $130 on that one. And here's a Mickey Pandora Halloween charm for $120. So definitely if you see Disney, Mickey Mouse, Halloween jewelry, it's worth taking a double look, especially if it's Bauble Bar or Pandora. Next up on our 5 Halloween items that sell really well on eBay are specific brands to look for. One of the specific brands of Halloween items to look for that sell really well is Mackenzie Childs. Now, Mackenzie Childs items sell really well in other categories too, not just Halloween, but I wanted to show this one to you because it is very easy to spot. If you notice this black and white checkerboard, that's something that's a Mackenzie Childs design. So sometimes it's black and white, sometimes it's checkerboard. So here's one. This is a Boo Butler, right? $1,899, $749 on this snow globe. Here are 4 placemats of spider webs, $699. And as you can see, when I scroll down, I do have this sorted by new, which I thought I took off, but you can see some capes, cloaks, and other. Let's come over and take off. I want to see used, right? Used. And what do we see? So here are some pumpkins, some tartan pumpkins, very, very showy with the black and white and the pops of color. Here's another one. There's that checkerboard. Here's a little witch. And I think for the most part, you will be able to spot this Mackenzie Childs brand because of that checkerboard design. So $247 on this one. The next brand that can sell really well, whether it's Halloween, Christmas, or pretty much anything, is Peanuts Gang. So here are 10,000 plus sold for Peanuts Halloween, sorted by highest first. So here is the Great Pumpkin Halloween, $1,400. Here are some more Linus and Sally sets. This one, it looks like maybe it depended on if they got one or both. This is a Danbury Mint pickup truck for Peanuts, $535. As you can see, lots and lots of profit to be made on Peanuts Halloween items. $405 on the train set. I'm looking to see, here we go. Here's another Danbury Mint. I like it when I can see multiple of the same, as I mentioned before. And here again, Lennox. So right now, if I were adding to this list, especially because it's the brands, we talked about Gemmy, Lemax, Department 56. Here's a Lennox. Lennox is also a really good brand that sells for most categories. Here's this train, this Lionel Peanuts train, multiple times. This one looks like it might be the same seller. I'm trying to see the background on that, or at least these two looks like the same background. But here's another one with that Lionel train. Jim Shore is another brand, whether it's holidays, Christmas, Halloween. Jim Shore is another great brand to find. I left that list a little open-ended for you because I want to know what you would add to that list. It's super easy for me to come in and tell you exactly what to look for, but I have a feeling that there are things that you would look for that maybe I wouldn't put on the list. So I'd love to hear from you, and y'all make sure to check out the comment section. What else would you put on that list that maybe we can go in and start filling out? Because I learn just as much from you as you do from me. So I'd love to see what you would add to that list. And make sure to grab the downloadable PDF. I have it down in the description box below. Leave me a comment and I will see you on the next video. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye.